Today I'm going to be reviewing a new edition of the Berean Standard Bible. This is a hardcover edition. It's this in the cobalt blue cover option. There's a couple other hardcovers and there's leather options coming, but they're not quite here yet. So the hardcover, I think it's blue. I think there's a purple, gray, brown, I think maybe black. So I'll post the link to the website so you can see where to purchase them. But there's several different colors available. Again, this is the cobalt blue. And I'm just going to go over some of the specs here. The text is a 9.5 font size. It's Cambria font. Again, I'm sorry if I butcher things. I'm obviously no professional here. Just a girl who loves Bibles at her kitchen table here. But that's the font. 45 GSM Thin Coat Plus Bible paper that is ideal for highlighting and note-taking. Their paper in these Bibles is amazing. Like, this is the best thing about these Berean Standard Bibles, in my opinion. The translation seems solid. Again, I'm no scholar, but just reading over it, like, it seems solid to me. There's nothing in it that made me, pause and scratch my head or anything. Haven't gotten through the whole Bible yet, so there's that. But from what I've studied and seen, I haven't seen anything. But the paper is phenomenal in these Bibles. So I would love to see at some point like a Bible publisher, pick these up or even just use the paper that they're using on these Berean Standard Bibles. I can't say enough about it. It's really great. If you want a Bible that you can highlight and underline, etc. in, this is a great option. These Bibles are really nice. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this. It is a hardcover. We just have BSB on the spine. Pretty basic, but I love the gold and the blue. We have some like gold-ish peach ribbons here. They're decent. They're not like the thickest ribbons ever, but they're double-sided satin, so they're nice. No complaints there. I like a gold paste-down liner. Then we're going to have a table of contents. By the way, this is published by Bible Hub. I don't think I said that yet. And it looks like in the state of Pennsylvania, which is where I'm at. So that's cool. No wonder it got here so quickly. All right, we're going to have a preface, and then we jump right into Genesis. So 9.5 size font, double column layout, great paper, headings and chapter numbers are bolded. And also something really cool here that I noticed, like here with the creation, it gives you some scripture references, John 1, 1 through 5, Hebrews 11, 1 to 3, to go along with that. So that's really cool. I hadn't noticed that when I first paged through this. So that looks like that every chapter has that, or most chapters. Not everyone, but a lot of them do. So this is just such a super readable Bible. Even though 9.5 is, that's a great font size for me. I don't need large print yet, but I know a lot of my friends who watch my videos do. So this to me is pretty readable. Like, it's not huge, it's not giant print, but just the paper and the fact that it's has such a nice layout with line spacing. Sorry, I had to think what I was going to say there. The line spacing, that's what I'm looking for. Makes it really readable. So it's very nice Bible to use for extended periods of reading. I think it might be line matched. I'm trying to see here. Maybe not. Can't tell. Hold on. I'm so professional here, guys. I don't think it is. But the paper's so good that it's hard for me to even tell. Sometimes I open up a Bible and I'm like, whoa, you're not line matched. Okay. But this one, because the paper's so good, I'm not seeing that. I don't think it is, just from like lifting up a page and trying to see through it, but it's not a deal breaker because the paper's 45 GSM, which is a lot better than 99% of the Bibles that I own. So this is definitely one that I would use for a reading Bible. Might even highlight in this one, although I've said this before, I'm not a huge fan of highlighting in my Bible. I think it looks great when other people do it, but for some reason when I do it, like while I'm doing it, I enjoy it. I'm like, oh yeah, highlight that. That's really stood out to me, great. And then I go back to read it and I'm like, I don't want to read through this. I want one of my Bibles that's clean that I didn't highlight in. So again, I don't know. That's just me and how my brain works. So that's why I don't highlight in most of my Bibles unless it's like a journaling Bible that I use for that purpose. But the paper would hold up really well in this Bible if I wanted to do that. I'll think about it. I don't know yet. I feel like when I highlight my Bibles too much, I don't go, like I said, I don't go back and use them. And I don't want to do that because if I have a Bible, like obviously I have a lot, but I don't want it to sit and collect dust. I rotate through my Bibles. And if they're not being rotated for a long period of time, like they're going to be donated or they're going to be given to someone. So I don't know if I'll highlight in it, but it would work out well if I did. All right, here is the New Testament. You can see it's a black letter text, which I prefer. So I like that. Let's go ahead and go to the back of the Bible now. All right, so not much back here. Here's the end of Revelation. We're going to get a table of weights and measures, and then we're done. So what I like about this, for the 10,000th time in this video, I like the paper. I like the way, I like the line spacing, I like the way it's laid out. I like those scripture references to go along with the chapters, and they're right there next to the chapter number and heading. So I'll be honest, I don't use my references a ton. I probably should use them more than I do. But I feel like when they're in the actual scripture like that, I use them more. Again, that's just how my quirky brain works. But I do use the references sometimes when they're at the bottom of the page or center column. If I want to look something up specifically, if I have a question, if I want to do some comparison, if I'm studying, I do. But I don't do that all the time. But if it's right in the scripture, I tend to do it more. That's what I'm trying to say. So I think that'll be helpful for me in this Bible as well. So this Bible just makes a great reading Bible. It's not too huge, so you could definitely take it on the go. This would absolutely fit in my Bible case to take to church or Bible study or wherever I'm heading off to. So that's a plus. There are different cover options available. Like I said, different colors. So if blue's not your color, you can check that out. There's also leather editions, I understand, coming in the future. I'm not sure when exactly, but I believe those are coming in the future. Maybe I'm honestly, I don't know. Maybe by the end of this year, a couple months from now. I'm not sure, but I was told they're coming eventually. So once they do come out, I'll try to get a leather-bound copy as well so I can show you, because I really enjoy the layout of these Bibles and the paper. So I would definitely be interested in reviewing that for you as well. So if you have a copy of this Bible, one of the older versions or this one, or you're planning on getting one, let me know how you're using it. Let me know what you think of the translation. Like I said, I'm no scholar, but I feel like it's pretty solid from what I've seen and read. Someone said before it reads kind of like the NIV 84 version. I think that's what it was. I was only born in 86, so I didn't really read that much. My experience with the NIV is the 2011. So I haven't read that one much, but I've heard that it's also a really good translation that a lot of people like. So I've heard it compared to that. Don't have the personal experience, but I've heard that, so I wanted to share that. And definitely check this out. I will post a link below for you to shop these Bibles if you're interested, and let me know if you like it and how you're using it.